Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader, and these are the charts of the day. It's Tuesday, August the 10th. Today, I'm going to cover some of the boxer shorts that we promised to go over. Market was sloppy today and could be headed lower. We'll see how it goes over the next day or two, and certainly wouldn't surprise us. Keeping in mind, starting with AFAM, almost family, you can see that this stock topped from November through June. Formed a little bit of a wedge here. We recommended it short then in the mid-30s. It rolled over hard. In the course of the next couple 3 weeks, dropped all the way down into the 23 zone before bouncing and forming a bear flag. With technicals not really responding very well at all, it's likely the stock may not be done on the downside and could be headed lower. Our next trading target around the $20 range. Beneath that, a complete retest of the lows at 15 may be doable. Retail firm Aeropostale, ARO, had topped earlier this year, rolled over hard in the last couple of weeks, and has reached support here. We may get a bounce, but if that does occur, particularly on low volume, we'd look for the stock to roll over and make lower lows. I'm looking for a test of the 21.5, 22 zone, and followed by something down around 19. Valley Technologies is certainly weakening rapidly. You can see the nice trend it had off the double bottom in end of '08, early '09, which saw it run from about 12 up to the mid 40s, nearly quadrupling. But a sharp turn down in May, which has formed a decisive down channel. You can see the course of the last 4 weeks, the stock has been consolidating in what looks like a potential bear formation. The stock was down 66 cents today, and it's in the process of retesting its low, but it appears that the bottom of the channel may get tested down around the 24-25 zone. That's my trading target. And if that's broken, we could see something closer to 20. CERN, Cerner, after a big run up that saw it move from the 30 range up to the low 90s, came down hard in April and May, and which triggered a declining channel here. The recent snapback to the declining moving averages and trend lines and top of the channel created a bear flag, which indicates potentially lower levels. My target on this is in the high 60s and then low to mid 60s beyond that. Currently at 77 plus. CPLA, an educational firm in a very weak group, rolled over hard in the last 2-3 weeks. It's come down from the mid 90s to the mid 70s before trying a bounce, but today backed off another 236. And it looks like the major 2-year rising channel may be broken shortly. Lateral price support is being severely pressed here, and a break should lead to a move down towards the 67 range, about a 10-point slip from here. That's our next trading target. Computer Sciences formed the massive top formation, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Broke in May, rallied back to the neckline in June, and then made a lower low, creating a down channel. The recent snapback failed to get through resistance and has formed kind of a bear wedge. We're looking for another leg down that takes this to the 40-41 zone, my next trading target on CSC. FCN, or FTI Consulting, has been in a negative trend now for about a year and a half, having dropped all the way from the low 80s down to the $30 range, and yet the recent break broke key long-term double bottom support in the mid-30s, and then after dropping down to as low as 30.5, has snapped back in that range on low volume with poorly responding technicals. It's my opinion that a bear wedge is formed here and that a rollover will take place to retest the lows and perhaps take them out. So a retest of the $30 range is maybe in due course, followed by a move to the low to mid-20s potentially if the stock gets ugly. JDAS, after a nice uptrend that saw it run from 9 to the low 30s over the course of the last year and a half, finally began to roll over in May, cracked in June, rallied back in July to resistance, and rolled over, backed off and formed a bear wedge here. If this current line right here is violated, I'm looking for a sharp move lower that takes us down in the low 20s, maybe 19 range. JST has been in a declining channel since the early part of March. It cracked hard in April, formed a big bear wedge, and then cracked again in July, forming another bear flag here, and it's subsequently rolled over. It looks to me like the stock may come down into the 8.5 range, my trading target, before things do turn around. Blue Nile, another retail stock in trouble, NILE, topped at the end of last year, broke down in February and rallied back to resistance before flittering back down towards support. Finally, the triple bottom was broken last week, which puts this on our list. Today down another 92 cents or 2%, but it appears that lower levels may be reached. I'm looking for a test of the 35 range at some point, and perhaps even as low as high 20s. Q Logic, it looks like it completed a head and shoulders top pattern with a break of the neckline, and it subsequently formed a bear wedge or bear flag here. Without the ability to rally after a big drop down a couple weeks ago, it looks like the stock may reach lower levels, and I'm looking for a move down towards the 12.5 zone at some point in the near future. STU, student loan, has been in an ugly bear trend for 3 years now and continues to make lower lows. The recent move down has retested the November '08 lows, and it's tried to bounce, but I'll have to say in a fairly unimpressive manner with no response in technicals. It's now back up to lateral price resistance, declining tops line and moving averages. It's my feeling that this potential bear wedge that's forming in here could result in lower levels. If we get a crack to the downside, watch for this thing to come down towards the $200 range. And lastly for today is Stryker, SYK, which after forming a 9-month long left shoulder, head, right shoulder, head and shoulders type top, it cracked in last month in July, only to try to snap back, but poorly so. And this bear formation should lead to lower levels. My guesstimate is that we see that stock test the October '09 lows down around 43, my next trading target. And that's it for tonight. Some ideas on the short side to keep in mind should the market roll over and crack key support.